I hope I'm audible to all of you.
Yes, sir, you're audible.
Yes, sir.
Okay, very good evening to all of you. Before starting off, I would like to thank the executive committee members of PMP for organizing this webinar in the interest of primarily the first yearites who have not even come to the library physically, and seen the place and things like that, and the kind of facilities, infrastructure that we have in the library. So in the today's session, because of so many people who have not seen the library for so long, I have deliberately put a lot of images of the library just to familiarize with the different sections of the library. Okay, so it was a deliberate attempt. So today's session is all about BITS Pilani Library, which is a gateway to discover, connect, and learn. So I shall be taking approximately about 45 to 50 minutes, and end of the session we will spend some time on question and answer. Just to talk about the library, it is as old as the university itself, which is almost about 57 years old. And this is the entrance of the building. As you can see here, we moved to this new sprawling building of the library almost about 17 years ago. And this is indeed a hub to meet the information needs of the entire BITS community, and it actually, supports teaching, learning, and research activities for the entire BITS community. And it provides access to high quality information sources, both in print as well as in digital form. Talking about the library, when you look at it from the outside, it looks like a fort. As you can see, lots of cannon holes on the top. But as you enter the library inside, it has a palatial ambience. Okay, so it is indeed an architectural marvel. As you can see, this is the central zone of the library. And you can correlate those who are from Jaipur. It is, this particular architecture represents this region's style, that is Shekhawati region's architectural style. And it has a very high ceiling, natural lighting, natural ventilation, and a lot of greenery inside the library, outside the library. And it provides a lot of inspirational spaces for you guys to spend a lot of quality time in the library. Okay, so we greatly look forward to all of you to come back to the library, because the library is missing. I'm personally missing you people very much, and whatever best we can do during this pandemic, we are trying to do through online facilities, but that's not the library is all about. Okay, so you are actually, if you ask me, you are missing a lot in terms of the facilities, infrastructure, and the various interesting spaces that we have provided. Okay, so talking about the space, like, it is pretty big, 65,000 square feet area. At any given point of time, it can accommodate more than 1,000 students in one go, and we have a collection of almost 2,48,522 books, and currently we subscribe to 103 print journals, and there are 36 online databases, about which I'll be telling you later during my presentation. And through these online databases, you have access to over 65,000 online e-journals, and most of these online e-journals are, the internationally renowned journals. And you can imagine the quantum of the information that is available at your fingertips, which means we are talking about millions and millions of articles that are available through these journals. And of late, in the last few years, we are trying to build our ebooks collection. Currently, we have almost very close to 2,000 ebooks, including the e-textbooks, and also thesis and things like that. Okay. The library actually provides a lot of informal reading spaces. You have quite a few air-conditioned halls in the library, and study carrels where you can spend a good amount of very focused reading or research, bringing your own laptops and things like that. So like this, there are many study carrels available uh, both on the ground floor as well as on the first floor of the library for your serious reading. And then we have other facilities like brainstorm room, group discussion rooms, and very interesting spaces like tea, coffee, snack vending machines in the library. So you don't have to go out for your tea breaks or snack breaks from the library. Okay, so you will enjoy this facility in the library. Okay, right. Talking about the technology that we have engaged in the library, it is highly technologically enabled library. We have implemented RFID technology. For example, what you see in this picture, if somebody is trying to go out of the library without issuing the book, the gate will immediately sense it, and then it gives a signal, red signal, and also sound. So when you want to borrow books, and when you borrow, this does not happen. So anybody walking out of the library without getting it issued, then this is how it happens. So whenever you borrow books, please remember it has to be issued. And we have a very interesting interactive library portal about which I'll be taking you through a live session in my next few slides. And we have the library app. It is almost like equivalent to carrying the library in your pocket. And I had sent at least 2 rounds of email to all the students to download the app. This is currently available on Android, and we are working on iOS-based library app currently. So those who have not yet downloaded the library app, I request you to, download this. I'll tell you how to go about doing that in my next few slides. And also we have engaged a lot of QR code technology in the library. What you see here is just one tiny little example of the QR codes that we have engaged with various subject collections. So when you scan any of these, if you say come from engineering background or chemical engineering or civil engineering, you scan, you will get on your mobile the complete list of those books. Okay. And then there are good number of touch screens, LED screens, which are there in many places of the library, through which we disseminate information about what kind of services we have and the resources we have, and any events that are taking place. And also in the central zone, we also keep screening the videos related to the discoveries and about great personalities, scientists, and things like that. So it is pretty interesting space when you enter the library. Okay, so and technology related gadgets like Raspberry Pi 4 we have, and 3D printers we have, and ebook Kindle reading is also available in the library. And there is a entry and exit software. So whenever you come to the library, you need to register yourself on this particular software to say that you are inside the library. When you go out, you need to again exit using this software, so that at any given point of time we know how many students are there in the library. Okay. And the entire library is under CCTV surveillance, and this is primarily done with in order to provide the enough security for our students and staff and things like that. And it helps both you know students community as well as library staff. Okay, talking about certain other technologies, like there is no physical circulation counter in the library, like unlike you see that in many traditional libraries where there is a physical issue written counter, but here you have a smart serve, which is a self-issue, self-return kiosk. So anytime you want to borrow books or return books, you need to come here and present your ID, and then you can borrow these books and return these books, and instantaneously you will get the email for having borrowed or having returned the books. So that way, technologically, it is very strong. And as a student, you are entitled to borrow 10 books. I'm talking about the first degree students. And beyond 15 days, and they can be issued for 15 days. Beyond 15 days, there is a provision to get them reissued for another round of 15 days, provided the books that you have borrowed are not in demand by other students. And also, if you happen to return the books late, what happens is there is a fine of 1 rupee per book per day. So you need to be prompt in returning the books also at the same time. And any time if you want to borrow a book which is out in circulation, already borrowed by somebody, you have a provision to reserve the book. So when the book is returned to the library, you get an intimation saying that the book has come, please come and borrow it. So that book will be kept aside for you when you reserve it. Okay. And talking about, as I mentioned earlier, we have subscribed to 103 national and international journals for this financial year, and we have thousands of bound volumes in the library. These bound volumes are of very reputed international journals, back volumes, and for your research, for your references, you can use these bound volumes in the library. Now, what I will do is I will quickly go through the live demonstration of the library portal, because it is very important and critical for you to use the library through library portal, because all services of the library, all resources of the library, and the space booking of the library is always done only through the library portal. So I request each one of you to register yourself on this library portal. Okay, so so this is a library portal when you log in, and please, when it comes to logging in, you go here to log in and sign up here. Then what happens is you need to put your name and your BITS ID and your your kind of category, like you are a student, and then put your password and then submit it. Okay, so I will, for your benefit, I'll log in as a student now. Okay, so I'm currently logging in as a student. So when you log in as a student, this is your landing page. Okay, so if you upload your photograph, you will get to see your photograph appearing here, so that welcomes you. So this is your landing page, exclusively yours, because you have logged in. Okay, so you can carry out quite a few activities using your personal login page. So as you can see here, it provides access to so many things here. So I will take you through one by one, because it is just just to create an awareness among all of you what all the library portal offers you. So quickly, let me take you through the library services. So when you go to the library services, these are some of the services that are available to you. Except the books at my desk and teaching aids, alert service, and research. These are for faculty members and research scholars. Now, some of the services are like, for example, Book Finder for you. So this is a tool for you to locate books in the library. As I mentioned earlier, the collection is almost very close to 250,000, and these books are housed in different halls. There are 6 different big halls, and these books are housed in these 6 different halls. So how do you locate these books? Where do you know how do you know that where these books are housed? Suppose you are looking for books, say for example on chemistry. So you simply say chemistry and you will immediately get quite a few keywords here. So for example, I say chemical kinetics. So I will try to locate my books on chemical kinetics. immediately tells you to go to hall number 2, row number 16 on the B side of the shelf, shelf number 164, and with a call number 541.34, which you will see it on the spine of the book. So what I'm trying to say here is locating the book on the shelf is just almost instantaneous. So you really do not have to worry too much about finding the books in the library. Okay. So, and another service that we provide is a daily news service. So, which means, the library staff daily, we go through quite a few national newspapers and cull out from the newspapers what is the most important news of the day. And we provide the links of such news on a daily basis here for you to quickly have a glimpse of the most important news that you must read, because this is these news links are created on a daily basis for the general interest of the entire BITS community. And when you click any of these, it will immediately take you to the respective page of the newspaper, and and you are as if you are reading that particular newspaper. So when you click here, it should ideally take you to the Hindustan Times and then to the corresponding news and things like that. Okay, and it's not just the daily news service, it is a database also. Like for example, if you want to know what news have appeared related to say physics, and you can do a search on that, and you will immediately come to know that these are the articles associated with physics only. Okay, and in various newspapers across so many years, like last 4 or 5 years. So those who are interested in knowing whatever is appearing in the newspaper on subject wise, giving the keyword, it is there is a search box here which you can use, and it will really help you in keeping yourself up to date with current affairs and things like that. Okay, some of these things I request all of you to explore yourself and understand how what they mean. What is ILL means? It is interlibrary loan. When you click here, you will understand what it is. And there's something interesting that we have, lost and found. So lost and found is many a times, it's a very busy library. When all of you come with 5,000 students, imagine libraries buzzing with the students inside. And many a times students, keep forgetting their personal belongings in the library. So whenever they leave them behind, maybe it is a charger, maybe their mobile phone, maybe it is their purse or pouch or whatever. So when library staff members, they find such lost items, we keep them safely in the library, and we also upload it on the library portal. So for example, somebody recently has lost this Wi-Fi mouse in the library. So whoever has lost it can claim here. Okay, and when they claim, they will get an intimation. They come to the library and take it from us. Okay, so that is another service. Then we have a periodical finder. Just like book finder, we have a periodical finder. I mentioned to you about 103 print journals that we subscribe. And what are these journals? These are categorized under various subject headings here. Okay, chemical engineering, civil, mechanical, humanities, management, blah, blah, blah. So whatever subject background you all come from, so you can actually go through these, subject headings. For example, when you go to mechanical engineering, you come across, these journals here, and it tells you that some of them are also available in full text like this. So you can actually click here and read that journal for your own self. Okay, so it is a very very useful tool for you to know what kind of journals that we have. Either you come to the library physically to read them, or you can, wherever the full text is available for reading. For example, here you can see this is civil engineering. Okay, so there are quite a few full text journals available here. So when you click any of these journals, you are actually reading the news, I mean that particular journal available. So please associate yourself with the kind of journals. Suppose you come from civil engineering, mechanical, computer science, you must know what journals library has, so that you connect with those journals to keep yourself abreast of what is happening in those areas. Okay. So another this is physically what we subscribe, and also, as I had mentioned, that we subscribe to 36 online databases. So through these 36 online databases, we have 65,000 journals. So those 65,000 journals are made available through here also. Like if anyone is from, say, computer science background, and if you want to know what journals are available in computer science, so it will immediately show you, look at this result. There are 6,747 journals available only on computers. I mean, computer science. Okay. So when you go to any of these computation, interacting with computers, all these are journals, with full text access. So when you click here, so you will get access to this particular journal and read what is happening in that particular area. So you must again try to connect with such resources that the library has got, and be familiarized with them. One thing during this session I'll keep on telling you and emphasizing you is that while you are a student with BITS Pilani, Google is not your solution. Okay, so you must rely on the resources that are available at your fingertips, and I'll take you through another tool called OneSearch later, which is equivalent to Google search. Okay, so these are some of the services here, and others you can just explore yourself. Uh, then let me quickly move on to the resources. Here you will see these are the library resources. Okay, so there is a online public access catalog. So those who are not familiar with online public access catalog, it actually talks about what books library has. I mentioned to you that we have very close to 250,000 books. So you will get those books from here. This is the database of those 250,000 books. So suppose if you are looking for something related to mechanical engineering, and mechanical engineering as a title, and you need to choose it as a book and see whether what kind of books we have here. Okay, so searching. Okay, so as a title, in the book with mechanical engineering, you will immediately get 224 books. Okay, there may be many mechanical engineering books where title does not have the words mechanical engineering, but it is the thought content of the book is about mechanical engineering. Okay, so for example, uh, you know something to do with vehicles, or something to do with your manufacturing, for example. Okay, so you will get say, for example, when you say manufacturing, when you do title and books here, so so 456 books, again with the manufacturing as a title. So what I'm trying to tell you is, you can use your keywords by title, by author, by subject, and by these call numbers are call numbers that are assigned to the books. Okay, so you should be able to use this catalog extensively in order to find books in the library. For example, say this manufacturing processes. When you click there, you get this complete details. Okay, so this is the book which is manufacturing processes, and there is a click here to know the location of the book. When you click here, this particular book is available in hall number 6, row number 89, on the A side of the shelf, and with the shelf number 1109. See that the book finder for you is linked to the catalog. Okay, so every single book that we have, you will immediately come to know where it is located, where it is kept in the library. So finding the books and using the resources is really a very easy task for you. Okay. So and when you talk about using the catalog, so you can use the catalog. One second. You can use the catalog by various means. Like if you want to search by authors, by subject and all that, you can do that. And then moving on to those 36 online databases that we have. This is the complete list of 36 online databases. Now, many of you may not be even knowing the names of these databases. Suppose you come from, you come from, say, pharmacy background. So if you go to pharmacy, these are the databases associated with pharmacy. Okay, so you must know what your databases are. If you are computer science, you click there and you will get computer science. Okay, and these are the databases. You must know these databases, right? Okay, and say for example civil engineering, I will go there. There's something called American Society for Civil Engineers. It is a very important, very reputed database, where when you click that, you can get access to whatever you want to find associated with civil engineering. Say for example, okay, let me take this example of construction technology. If you are looking for some information, say articles on construction technology, so you just do the search there, and look at the number of articles you get on construction technology. It is 62,831 articles you are getting on the spot, just from one database, which is this ASCE, that is American Society for Civil Engineers. Okay, so when you click any of these uh, journals, you will get this is about fuzzy logic, for example. When you go here, this is that particular journal you are trying to access, and you will be able to get technical papers and so many things here. Okay, I request all of you to explore these databases and get familiarized with these resources as a matter of fact, and that will really keep you ahead in your own subject areas. Okay, and just remember to acquire these resources. When I say online resources, I am referring to these 36 online databases. We spend crores and crores of rupees every year. Okay, these are very, very expensive resources that library has. And to get an understanding of what these databases cover, okay, primarily, so we have given you a complete a documentation of what these resources talk about, what areas they cover. Okay, so you must know your databases and the areas and subjects that they cover, so that you don't have to depend on Google for any of your academic related work. So when you start using these resources, take my words, you will be better informed. You will be aligning your classroom study with the library resources in a much more better. And these resources will help you in working on your assignments, projects, and things like that. Okay. So just don't be a Google search, person. Okay, that will really not help you, because Google, when you do a search, it will throw you with millions and millions of articles, and you will not even go to the second page to see. And even on the first page of the search result, what you get is you do not know whether it is coming from a reliable source, trustworthy, the resources. Who has written that article? You don't even know. So you are simply browsing through Google, and you think, you know, okay, it is giving me some related article, so you feel that you are happy, but that's a very wrong way to do. We all love Google, okay, but it does not mean that we should depend on Google. Google should be used for something different activity, to book your airline tickets and to explore some places, you know, tourism, and you know, for some entertainment and things like that. But when it comes to your curriculum, please remember that you must actually use these online resources, and that is a very particular purpose of holding this particular session, to create that kind of a, you know, awareness among you, right? So and then I will
Excuse me,
show.
sir.
Yes.
I had a question.
Yes.
Yes, sir. So actually, I was using the Shibboleth Access.
Well, can I interrupt you just now? What I would like to tell you
Sure,
just now
sure,
is,
sure.
you wait until question and answer session at the end. Okay. So
All right, sir. All right, sir.
okay.
Sorry.
So after completing my session, what I'll do is, I will you know, address all your questions. Okay. Right. So there is another this thing, resource called ebooks here. When you click e-resource or ebooks, you will find, you know, the ebooks by various publishers here. Okay, that we have got, and it also provides you access to the e-textbooks also. When you click there, you know, you will get access to all recommended textbooks that are available in e-book forms that we have purchased, and we have made it available to you. So for example, somebody is from the chemistry background, and if that person wants to know what are the e-books available there, so it will immediately give you the list of books on chemistry, and what it also gives you the link here, and then how to access it. That means the username and password is also given there. But to access this, please remember, you need to register on the library portal. Without registration, you will not be able to access this. So soon after this session, I request all of you to please register on the library portal, to make best use of the resources that I'm talking to you. Okay. And also there is a complete list of e-textbooks also we have here. As you can see, it is a complete list of more than 213 books, I guess, now, as of now. Yeah, so 213 titles are there. So you can browse through them, and you can do it, you know, the search by course. Whatever course you are doing, you need to give the code of the course. Okay, then you will get the ebooks. Or generally, if you want to know what is you know, the subject wise, so we also have subject wise listing. So that's how you need to make use of these resources. Then other than e-textbooks, we also have the subject-wise e-books here. So when you click, so here, this is you know, the separate collection, but these are not e-textbooks. These are generally e-books. Okay. So when you click, say for example, computer science, so you will get the complete list of almost about 300 books on computer science available in e-form. Okay, so see, there are 300 ebooks. So you can connect with any of these. You know, you can read them straight away. Okay, from wherever you are available. But for that, you need to get to the library portal. Without that, you will not be able to access that. Okay. Um, Right. So like that, you know, we have Springer books. You know, just about few years back, almost about 1,300 books from Springer we have purchased. So these are all Springer engineering books. So those students who are coming from engineering background, you must explore Springer engineering books. When you click here, you will get access to those engineering books. Okay. So I'm not going through every single resources. I'm only showing you the space, the place where you can locate such resources. Anytime you come across any problem, you must connect back with us. Okay, so we are there to help you out. Okay, so the remaining, there is a online question paper bank here also available. I must tell you that it is not very up to date. When you go there, these are, as you can see, up to 2017-18, you have semester wise question papers. It is primarily because we are not getting question papers from the concerned departments to upload, because some departments are a bit hesitant to share the question papers because for obvious reasons. But nevertheless, whatever we have got, we have uploaded, so you can go through this question paper bank. And there are quite a few other resources here, National Digital Library and so many other online databases, sorry, ebook related and online resources based this thing. We also have audiovisual resources like management videos and all that we have. Okay, so those who would like to develop some skills to improve their skills, soft skills, so they can actually come to the library and watch these videos. We will make arrangement for you to sit and watch these very interesting, very expensive videos. Okay, so it talks about team building, it talks about effective negotiation and business structures, and so many things, which is beyond your classroom teach learning. So anytime you want to improve your skills and improve your knowledge in other areas, you can make best use of these resources. Okay, so I will move on to the spaces in the library. So as I showed you, in certain places, there are quite a few interesting spaces that we have created, like brainstorm room, group discussion room, research zone, innovation zone, maker space, multimedia studio, okay, and e-interview carols. And these are for different purposes. Okay, so for example, if you want to have a group discussion or brainstorming session with, say, something like 25 to 30 students put together, you want to have some discussion in the library, so you can book this particular space, and it has got all kinds of resources inside the room, and the rules and regulations are given here. So you need to go to reserve the space, and then you know you need to indicate for what purpose you are booking it. Is it for group discussion, lecture, brainstorming, various activities, and then you submit it and it will be made available to you. And I must tell you that this brainstorm room is one of the heavily used spaces in the library. Okay, so similarly, we have maker spaces and innovation zone, about which I'm going to tell you more in detail. This particular page that I'm showing you is for booking these spaces only. Okay, so regarding the actual spaces, I will take you through the presentation later. Okay, so this is about the spaces. Then talking about one search is something like, it's a Google search, you can say. This is a Google search for BITS Pilani resources. And what does it do? I told you about 36 online databases, and whenever you want to do a search on a given subject, if you have to go through individual databases, there are so many databases to go through individually. But when you do a search here, it crawls through all the databases automatically and presents you with the search results. For example, if somebody is trying to look for some latest articles on chemical technology, so when I do a search under one search, so it is almost equivalent to a Google search, mind you, but not Google. Okay, it is BITS Pilani scientific discovery. Okay, so it will immediately throw you with the results. Let it download. It is, yeah, it's coming. Okay, now look at this chemical technology. How many search results are there? I think it is 29,88,261. Do you think it is anything less than Google search? Okay, but the beauty of this is, unlike this is a one search, right? Chemical technology. So you will say that 29 lakhs, how can I filter this out? In Google it is very, very difficult for you to filter, but here it is very, very easy for you to filter, because you can filter it by various means. Remember this number, which is 29 lakhs plus. Okay, so now I will choose something called peer reviewed. I don't know how many of you know what is peer reviewed journal. Peer reviewed is a very high quality journal where if somebody wants to publish their article in any peer reviewed journal, that will be before publication, it will be read by many experts in this world. There is a team that the publishers identify, and if you are publishing an article in a journal, it will be read by many people before it goes into the journal. And then you know they will suggest whatever is required improvement in the article to be made by the author. So they inform the author, so there is something is missing here, so you add this. Some data is missing, so you add that. So what they do is they communicate with the author to improve the articles. So that is peer review. Okay, so when the author finally submits so-called finally acceptable article, then only those articles get published in these journals. So that is the meaning of the peer-reviewed articles. So I chose peer-reviewed articles. So it came to something like still 27 lakhs. So just about 1 lakh articles have gone. So that means it talks about pretty high quality information available to the students. Okay. Now look at this. The topic that we have chosen is chemical technology, and the information is available from this particular date onwards, like the record I'm talking about. So if I had to get a latest articles, say last 6 years, so I will choose from 2015 onwards. So it is updating. So here what is happening is it is eliminating the previous year's articles, because you are looking for the latest articles on a given subject. You are actually taking only the last 6 years articles. So last 6 year articles from 26 lakhs to 13 lakhs, it has come down. Okay, 50%. That means even in the last 6 years, there is so much of information that is available on chemical technology. This chemical technology is just one topic as an example I'm giving you, but it is equally applicable to any topic that you put it here and you do the search and you can filter it here. Okay. Now let me proceed with further. If you want to make it even more recent, like last 1 year, I just want last 1 year latest developments in chemical technology. Then you are presented with 3 lakhs 12,000. Okay, that is phenomenal. I'm talking about last 1 year. Okay, so and how can you further filter this? So there is something called subject here. That is, within chemical technology, if you want to further choose certain areas where, like in chemical technology, you want to say, okay, I will choose technology. I will choose catalyst. Okay, and I will generally catalysis I will take. I'm doing a random search. Huh? Okay, and then what should I take? I will take okay. Um, okay, so let me take this. I'm just updating. So like this, you can actually, within a subject, you can choose precisely what aspect of the subject you are trying to locate. Okay. Now, out of, I think it was more than 1 lakh, right, for last 1 year. So when I chose those particular aspects of a subject, chemical technology, in front of you, and it is now showing me just about 9,141 articles. And imagine this has come from almost like 28 lakhs. Okay, so that's how you can do the filtering. And then, for example, there is a language thing. So language thing, there are Russian, there is Ukrainian, and German, Indonesian. You will not follow those languages. So you choose only the English. Google will never give you this kind of an option when you do a Google search. Remember that I'm going to continuously keep on telling you about that throughout my session. Okay. So here, when you did the search for English, now all these articles are in English only. Okay. So, and then you go to, for example, geography. So here, these so-called 9,082 articles, if you put it under geography, so it will show you, like, from which country these articles are coming. So you will see some, major contributions from different countries, like, China is topping. So you know that in this particular area, catalysis or catalysts and things like that, I think in the China is doing pretty well. It looks like, because this is coming from there. So, and then anytime you want to read any of these articles, there is a full text access here. So go to full text access, and you will actually get the complete article, a downloadable article, at your fingertips. So this is how you need to get your articles on any given subject that you are looking for, and then you can read it and you can save it and things like that. So do you think this kind of an access is available on Google? Definitely not, because these are all subscribable items only. Google will not provide you free. Google will provide you by and large the free access. Okay, not something that is available for payment. Okay, so that is downloading. So while it is downloading, I will take you through the other. So what I'm trying to tell you here is, this OneSearch is a very important component of your library portal. So make best use of this. Remember, this is your Google for next 4 to 5 years. If you are a dual degree student, then OneSearch should be your main search engine until you finish your degree. Okay, whatever you are doing. So I spoke to you about all these three. I spoke to you about OneSearch. Now I will tell you about Connect with the Library. Okay, Connect with the Library is a tool that is given to you online, where you can use this particular tool to connect with us, to recommend the books. When you choose this, so you should be able to recommend books here. Okay, so whatever book you think the library does not have and you want to recommend those books, you can recommend them. So if you are recommending more than one book, two books, three books, you can just add, give the title, authors, edition, publisher, and all that, and all these bibliographic details that and submit it. When you submit, your request will come to the library, and then you will get a response, what action we have taken on your request. Okay, so that way the library portal is very, very interactive. Another thing is, for example, there is a document not found on the shelf. So when you go to a shelf looking for a particular book, that book may not be available there because some student may have misplaced it somewhere else and it is not there in its place. Okay, so you can give us the details of the book and then submit it, and somebody will actually pull out that book from library wherever it is shelved, and you will be informed. And suppose whatever databases I just now spoke to you, if the links are not working, if you are not able to access, don't sit quiet. Okay, just you just use this particular complaint box, and then you talk about which database is not working, and the location or journal if it is not working, and things like that. And rest of the things are self-explanatory. And I'm just encouraging all of you. There's something called I just read this book. What happens is, suppose if there are many book lovers in the audience that I'm addressing just now, if you have read a wonderful book and you want to tell the entire BITS community, Arey Baba, this is a very wonderful book, you also must read it. It is such a wonderful book, very nice book, you must read this. So what you have to do is you go there, give us the title of the book, you give us the author, and you put a just small crisp review why one should read it, just less than 50 words, okay? And then along with your photograph, if you submit it, what will happen is, one example I can show you here. This Soumitra Roy, who is a BITS Pilani student, he has recommended this book, and he has given this review, and he gave us his photograph. So his photograph is uploaded, his review is uploaded, the title of the book is uploaded here. So Soumitra Roy will be seen by everybody, whoever logs into the library portal. He becomes popular. He is popularizing not only himself, he is popularizing the book also at the same time. So it is promoting the book to the entire books BITS community. So my strong recommendation to all of you is, please get involved with the library in promoting books, promoting reading, and you also you promote yourself. Like people will love you whenever you recommend such things to other members. Okay, so what I'll do is rest of the things you can explore yourself once you log in. I will continue with my presentation. I hope you are able to see this portal. This presentation can tell me?
Yes, sir.
Okay, fine. So I will continue with my presentation. Now this is a textbook counter in the library, where all prescribed textbooks are kept. Okay, and you can borrow them to read them in the library. All right, so they cannot be taken out of the library because they are prescribed textbooks. But if somebody wants to read them for overnight, they can borrow them from textbook counter for overnights. That means next day morning you have to return it. And this is a reference desk where staff members are sitting to help you out with your reference inquiries, any database or online related inquiries. You can always touch base with the gentleman sitting there. Okay. And now I will tell you about some of the spaces. I talked about it earlier. So this is an innovation zone in the library, and this is primarily meant for the students with possible support from the faculty members to use it as a space for creative and innovative activities by the students. Okay, and it's a very interesting area in the library. Now, it is expected to provide the opportunities for students to learn and develop new skills, and indeed it fuels engagement and creativity and curiosity at the same time. And we have made it as a student-driven space, supervised by the library staff, of course. And here what we have done is, as you can see here, there are computers kept here. These 4 dedicated computers are loaded with a lot of design and simulation software packages. Like all these are design and simulation software. They can be used for mechanical design, electrical design, 3D modeling, and if you are using the software for video editing, animation. Okay, and you can see here slicer for 3D printer and all that. So these are the software that we have provided. So but that space needs to be booked by the students. Okay, I told you earlier how to book the space. Okay, so you need to do the online booking. And talking about the maker space, perhaps you may not have heard this space, because maker spaces are growing service areas for many academic libraries, particularly in the Western countries. Okay. Now, at BITS Pilani, we have set up this particular infrastructure to facilitate students to experiment and learn beyond the classroom and outside of their normal structure of their assignments. Okay. And here students can actually examine new means of creation, and in the process, they strengthen and apply more broadly the learning that they experience in their courses. And we also keep holding workshops on how to use maker spaces, because it has got so many electronic gadgets like 3D printers and things like that. Okay, so Talking about the equipment that are available in the makerspace, we currently have a 3D printer, which can be used by any one of you, and a high performance computer. Okay, and we have got so many, like, Raspberry Pi, so many small circuit kits, and Arduino kit, and so many sensors we have got, IoTs we have got, and so many electronic gadgets. Okay, so whatever you see here are all part of the library's makerspace. So if somebody is working on designing a prototype, they can, and also print it out using 3D printer, they can come to the library and do that. Okay, and this is one of the, this is such a popular space in the library. It is almost all the time booked. Okay, by the students. And interestingly, there is a group of students, those who themselves, they have formed a group. It is a club. Okay, it is an official club of BITS Pilani called Srishtara. Okay, so Srishtara means it is, creator in Sanskrit, and these are the students, who really help library to build, maintain, and reinforce the innovation zone and makerspace, which aims at catalyzing the creative activities in the campus. And it is, they take so much of interest in, managing these resources in the library entirely on their personal interest. They are volunteers. Okay, so now talking about the next and very new and latest space that we have created. So when you come to the library, you will get an exposure to this particular ideation zone in the library. And ideation zone is a kind of a take-off ground for budding ideas and ideation, which is a crucial stage of design and thinking process. Okay, so it actually facilitates discussions in a very conducive environment and provides resources like, it has a discussion room, of course, and a teleconference facility. We have 35-inch multi-touch LED screen there, including whiteboard, wireless display, chalkboard, flexible workstations, and group discussion tables in the, in conjunction with the multimedia studio. Now, talking about Multimedia Studio, which is coming up now, maybe in another couple of 1 or 2 weeks' time, it will get completed. So, and maybe by the time you come to the library, it is ready for you to use it. Okay. So, Multimedia Studio is actually has been established to give the, kind of a lift to the in the field of multimedia creations, photography, and filmmaking, which is a very, very vital aspect of today's digital age. Many of you might be personally interested in, coming out with the brilliant, multimedia products. So this has been created, not only for faculty members, but the research scholars and students to record their lectures, presentations, academic videos, audios, digital artworks, and edit them as per their requirements. Okay. So, and it also provides all that is necessary for the beginners also, those who do not have enough exposure, as well as those who are trained very well in this. Okay, to cherish the fruit of creativity. We have camera there, and so many other equipment. This is a sound mixer. Okay, so many other equipment that are necessary for a multimedia studio. So you will enjoy all these facilities. Another area that we have in the library, is E-Zone. Okay, so as you enter the library in the lobby, you will find E-Zone, which is primarily for accessing the online databases, journal articles, audiovisual resources, and many other resources. And this is, I talked to you about earlier, how to book brainstorm room. This is how the brainstorm room looks like. Okay, and it can be used for, group discussions, seminars, webinars, deliberations, book talks, video screenings, and so many other activities. Okay, only thing is you need to book it well beforehand, and this is a group discussion room, again for the very similar purpose, but small number of students can be seated here. Okay, and we have a very interesting space called G.D. Birla Rare Book Collection. It is something really worth visiting in the library, and not to talk about your regular course related material, but if you are really interested in reading some of the very historical and very rare kind of books in the library, you can actually come and sit here, and then of course you need to book this. I'm telling you, nearly 5,000 books that you see here are digitized by Government of India, okay, and they are part of the Digital Library of India portal of Government of India. So it has got a very rare collection. So this is a hand written manuscript, okay, which is like written in both language. For example, this is, I'm just showing you the kind of resources that it has. So it is next time when you come to the library, please remember to visit the rare book collection, okay. And then we also have photocopy and stationery service in the library, where you can get your photocopies done, and also you can purchase small stationeries like pen, pencil, notebook, paper, highlighter, blah blah blah, okay. Now I mentioned to you about library app. Whatever I described so far just now are all available as a part of your smartphone, okay. So for that you need to actually download the library app. I'm currently talking about Android, okay. So when we are ready with iOS related library app, we will definitely let you know. But those who are having smartphones, Android, they should really watch this small, just about 1 minute video, and also make a note of how to download it and what it contains. It actually contains everything so far, whatever I have described, but it is worth watching this small video. Okay, I will move on with the presentation. I hope you like the video, and I request all of you should go for this. And now, due to this COVID-19, somebody was asking me a question about how to access resources and things like that. So it's all about how to access resources while you are out of BITS Pilani, okay, wherever you are. So as you already by now you know that we subscribe to so much of electronic content, and all this content we have made it available through a platform called Shibboleth, which is a remote access facility, and you can access this platform. For that, you simply have to log into this particular website. This is the link URL actually, https://idpb.bits-pilani.ac.in. So when you when you log in, this is the this is the page that you get there. So there you need to go to how to access resources, so that you need to enter your username and your password in these two places. This is for your password. and how to enter username and password. We have indicated even on the website also, on the platform also, and this is how it is. It should be like what I am showing you the example of entering your username, which is your BITS Pilani email ID, and your password would be this. Okay, so remember this to access this. Okay. Uh, then in case as somebody was talking about some problem perhaps, and anytime you face any issue associated with the shibboleth, you can actually let us know. Now let me click this and take you there just to tell you what all is available. This is shibboleth platform, and here you can see all the databases which I described, and they are made available to you. Okay, and below that you have ebooks subject wise. Okay, so subject wise books, you can actually click here and you can get access, and publisher wise ebooks also is available. And some bibliographic citations and databases are also available. Some of the softwares like LaTeX is also made available here, and also like daily news info, I mean like library portal is also made available, mobile library app and things like that. Okay, so just follow the instructions that I had talked to you about. uh, Going ahead, this year actually for the very first time we have really made a big attempt to add whatever possible prescribed textbooks in e-form. Okay, so but please remember that not all publishers make their textbooks available in e-form. Okay, because vast majority of books are available in print form only. So whatever is available in e-form, we are definitely adding them to our collection. So far, as I had shown you in the list, we have added 113 e-textbooks, and this will continue to add in the time to come. And for that, you need to access these e-textbooks from the BITS Pilani library portal. So for that, the logging into the library portal is very, very important. Please remember that. Okay, so I had shown you this list. This is the complete list of the e-textbooks. I'm not clicking that again because I had shown you that earlier. So what I would like to say at the end, I'm almost like through with my presentation. For any of your queries, what you need to do is you just drop us a mail at this helpdesk.library@pilani.bits-pilani.ac.in. And for library portal, please remember the website address, which is http://library.bits-pilani.ac.in. And also, please be I request all of you to join us on the social media, because we are available on the Instagram, Facebook, and even we have a BITS Pilani library YouTube channel. So I request all of you to subscribe to BITS Pilani Library Instagram, and also please, you are welcome to join us as the friends of BITS Pilani Library Facebook. So there, what is happening is we are trying to promote so many new concepts, new publications. Now faculties are coming and they are coming out with whatever they think that they should share it with the students. We are making very small videos of less than 5 minutes. It's not like a big lecture. So they will talk about any concept. Okay, so it will be a very interesting activity if you join us on social media platform. All right, so stay in touch with us. This is my last slide, and thank you very much. What I'll do now is this is open for question and answer now.
Thank you, sir.
Yes.
Sir,
If there can somebody moderate, ask the questions.
Sure, sir. I request every first year who has a doubt to open their mic and ask the question. Like, please make sure there is no background noise from your side.
Yeah, yeah, that is true.
Okay. Good evening, sir.
Good evening.
I had because last time for my bio lab we had an assignment where we had to do some research and refer to publications. So I came across this nice paper on Elsevier, I think, and I decided to. Yes, I accessed it through Science Direct. I logged in with my Shibboleth, and even after that, it was only giving me like it was giving me only even after logging in, it was giving me just summary access, and they said purchase the rest of the text if you want to read it, and I didn't really understand it, so
So
I couldn't access it.
why did you take so long to get back to us? Why did you have to wait till today during this presentation? You should have just immediately dropped me a mail. Okay, we would have addressed that particular issue. Nevertheless, it's not too late. I have given you the email address, right? So what you do
Yes.
is the kind of problem that you encounter using Shibboleth platform, you take a screenshot, okay, and let us know what is the issue that you are facing with. We will immediately attend to that.
All right. All right. I'll do that next time.
Okay.
Sure. Thank you.
Yeah. Anybody? Any questions?
Sir,
Yeah. Yeah.
sir, sir, in my Shibboleth it is showing username cannot be identified.
Oh, are you putting it correctly? In the
Yes, sir, I
format?
tried many times. I even tried for like replacing small f by capital F in my email ID. I tried everything, but it is still showing username cannot be identified.
Oh dear. Okay.
Sir, in my too.
Yeah, Janak, tell me.
Yes, sir, my too same problem.
Okay. So how many more students are there facing the similar problem? Okay. So I request you and Man, please, drop me a mail. Okay. So
Okay, sir.
yeah, please drop and tell us specific problem that you are facing, and we will immediately attend to that. You should not have really waited for so long. Okay. And any problem that you encounter associated with the library, don't sit on it. Please get back to us, because we love complaints. We really love complaints, not appreciations. Okay. So please, don't hesitate to get back to us. Yeah. Any more? Any more questions?
If there are no questions, sir, maybe we can end the
Okay.
session.
I consider the session was useful to all of you. Whether I managed to cover everything that you wanted to know. There is so much to tell you about the library, actually. Okay, it's just in 1 hour I cannot finish it. There's so much to see, so much to learn, so much to access. Okay, so much to engage with. Okay, so you will really enjoy the library facility. I can guarantee you for that. Okay, Shirsh, you were.
Yes,
Shirish,
sir. Yes, sir. Thank you very much, sir, for conducting this session. Like, it was really helpful for the first year, and like even for the second year students, it was very nostalgic to see all the photos of the library.
yeah,
And like,
yeah,
like as you said that you wish the children to be back on campus. Like, students also wish to be back on campus. So it was really nice to see those photos.
yeah, yeah,
And
yeah, yeah.
when it comes to the informative things, I guess everyone has learned a lot today, and it was a really great privilege for us to hear from you that BITS library has so much facilities, and I think it will help everyone in the future. So thank you very much, sir, for taking time out of your schedule and talking with us today. Thank you, sir.
Yeah, you're most welcome. Yeah, we are missing you, so please get back to the campus as soon as COVID is over. So we are looking forward to no COVID in the campus. Okay. Thank you very much for being with us. Thank you very much, and stay safe.
Yes, sir. Thank you very much, sir. Thanks a lot.
Okay. Thank you all. Thank you all. One minute. I mean, those who are present here, can I say something? I have my colleague, Dr. Ishapa Bandi. Okay, so he is a deputy librarian, and I don't know whether we have another colleague. He was supposed to join. Rohit is also there. Okay. Ishapa, Dr. Ishapa is taking care of the collection development, and he is there to take care of any of your queries associated with e-books and the collections and any kind of support that you need. Okay. And we also have Rohit Arora. Rohit? Okay, he is not there. Ishapa, you want to say something? You can say.
Yeah, good evening. That was a very nice session. Actually, sir has covered all the points, even both print resources as well as digital resources, how to access and all that. The more than that is you can connect with us anytime if you are facing any problem. Many of you have written Shibboleth login problems are there. You can write to us. We will solve one by one, because it has to be taken care like that only, because it is individual has to be created. Their account has to be created and activated. If you are facing problem, please let us know. So this is all about my side. Thank you for attending this session. Thank you all.
Okay. Thank you, Ishapa. And thank you, everyone. Are we closing now?
Yes, sir. We can close now. Thank you, sir.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah. Thanks a lot. Thanks a lot. Good night to everybody.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.